So today, the scene challenge with fellow, and what do you learn about going to a funeral? So today we had a funeral for a very good friend of ours, Chip's friend for over 20 years. His father had passed away at 85 years old. He had a beautiful life. And so what do you learn about this? You learn about, I think when I'm at a funeral, I think about obviously, well, not obviously, but I think about the person who's passed and I pray that they're on their way to a great place. I also pray for the family, the family that's left behind, and all those that care about this person. The person, or they're the ones that are going through so much pain and suffering and losing a loved one. And I also think about my own life. I think about, am I on the path that I want to be? And am I doing everything to live my dreams? And it really brings home the fact that someday that we will all pass. And I ask you, are you living your dream? Are you doing everything to live the life that you want to live? And I have to ask myself that. And I'm not. I'm not living the life 100% that I want to live. There's so much more that I want to do in my life. And not just about like having things, just about what I want it to look like and feel like and do. Yes, I love the real estate industry and I'm super good at what I do. And I'm not saying like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm saying there's more. There's more out there. And I know that. And last night I was like, I thought about it. I thought about it more today. And um, yeah, so you think about, who could you be if you really lived your dreams? And what is it that your dreams are? And what are you going to do to get out of your own way? So today I did make calls this morning before I left to go to the funeral. Um, and I talked to a ton of people today at the funeral. And then I had an event at my old high school, my alma mater, St. Hubert's. I graduated there in June 36 years ago, 1988. So now you know how old I am. And it was a nice little event. They had a ribbon cutting for the garden. And so I talked to probably 15 people there and a couple dozen people at the funeral. So I am not going to post today about my results on the phone because I called for this morning for about an hour and maybe 20 minutes. But tomorrow and the next 4 days, I have to make up for the phone calls that I wasn't able to do today. And I chose not to do that today because I had things that were more important in my life, which was celebrating a great man's life and then being with his family and friends at their home. And so we sat Shiva for a few hours, and then I went to the high school event, which was important to me as well. So with that, I asked you to think about who is it that you want to be? What are your dreams? What are your desires? And what are you going to do about it? So I thought some things that I'm going to do about it. I'll share with you in the coming weeks and some thoughts about the book that I'm going to write. Be the Solution. You have the power to change your life. That's my book. Number one core value at our company is to be the solution. Number one thing in my life is to be the solution. I'll talk more about that and more about how that came about if you don't know, but I will bring it up over the next week or so about what that means, about being the solution, and you are your own solution. Somebody talked today at the funeral about moving to, I don't even know where they said they were moving to because I came in halfway through the conversation, but it was about moving to this other place and having a small restaurant. And this will be different and that'll be different. And then I just chimed in and said, wherever you go, there you are. Your life will not be different no matter where you move to until you decide to change you. Let me repeat that again. Your life will not be different until you decide to change you. Wherever you go, there you are. I knew people that moved to Europe and Florida and Arizona and all these other places and LA, and some of them came back. A lot of them actually came back to this area because their life didn't change. And their life didn't change because they didn't change. And, I'm not judging them. I'm just stating a fact. Their life didn't change because they didn't change. So wherever you put yourself, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. And yes, Peter, only the names change. So it doesn't matter. The only person that can change you is you. Nobody else, and nobody's fucking coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save me, except for myself. So the only person that can change you is you. And until you've realized that, nothing in your life will change. It will still be the same old, same old. And you'll look back and you'll say, oh, remember the good old times? Well, the good old times should be today. It should be the life you live today and the memories that you create today. Because you don't want me to be at your funeral looking at the casket like I did today and praying for you and praying for your family. And I don't want anybody doing that for me. I want to live a life today. And the man, Butch Siegel, he lived an extraordinary life. I didn't even know he was a pilot and flew planes. He was very, very successful. And also somebody who, when he walked in the room, everybody knew he was there. He was a great man. I didn't know him well, but my husband did. And he used to fish with him. And I only met him a few times, unfortunately. I wish I knew him better. But I felt his spirit today, and I felt the love of all the family and friends that were there. And I was so happy to be there with my husband and supporting him and our friend in the loss of his father. So it's really important. It's really important that you're there for people, and then it's really important that you figure out your life, because you only got one and you only have today. So all we know is today. And so stop living small. You have it. You have everything that you need. Everybody does. You just have to find it within you, because it's there. It's there. And you have to step away from the fear, because you don't want to be that person who said, what if I did? What if I could? What if I would have? I'm here to back you up. I believe in you, whoever you are, because I believe in myself. And when you have that belief, you can move mountains. And when I went back to St. Hubert's today, I graduated from there in 1988, which is 36 years ago. And I remember being that high school girl. And I remember saying, I'm going to make something of myself. I'm going to be successful. And I just wanted to get out of being there, not there, but Northeast Philly. I wanted to get out of the situation I felt that I was in and I was in. And I used to pray at night for years and years as a young girl. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. And I read books and I studied and I prayed and I cried a lot. I cried a lot and I prayed to God that I could get out of this and be better and be successful and graduate college and go on to be a successful woman in business. And I did it. But now it's ready. I'm ready for another level. So I wish you the best, and I wish you love, and I wish you belief in yourself, because not everybody tells you that. I wish you belief in yourself.